Hello friends, welcome to the Southern Mountain Kitchen. Today we're going to make a loaded baked potato with chicken. So to start with, we're going to do 2 baked potatoes, which you're going to need to wash these, clean them once you get them from the store. Sometimes you can find these large in the vegetable aisle. Sometimes you can't when you go to the grocery store. So you're going to have to get the biggest ones you possibly can. So what we're going to do is poke these with holes until we go all the way around the whole potato. And then we're going to add some olive oil to it and rub it into the skin of the potato, so that way when it bakes it'll come out with a little bit of a tougher outside, which is easier to peel off, but it's also going to give flavor to your potato itself. Now mind you, when we go to fix these in our ovens, if you're using an air fryer, you're going to go at 400 degrees for about 50 minutes, or if you're in a conventional oven, 425 for about 55 to 60 minutes. That way we can get these completely baked. So as soon as you have your holes poked in them and the olive oil rubbed into the skin, I'm going to go ahead and put these in the oven and get them cooking while we're making the other ingredients to go with the potato. So once your potatoes are in, we are going to take 2 chicken breasts and cut them up to where we're going to get all of the fat off, and then we're going to slice them into pieces to layer across our potato. So just go ahead and cut off all the fat and then just go through and slice them in decent sized pieces. That way they can be layered on the potato when the potato comes out of the oven after the chicken is cooked. So as you can see, I'm not cutting these in extremely large pieces. They're kind of just like long thin slices, so that way they're easier to put on top of the potato, but also they're not overpoweringly large. So we're going to put a pan on the stove, add some olive oil to it, and then we're going to add our chicken to that to cook, and then we're going to add some seasoning to it. So make sure that all your chicken is cut up very nicely and that there are no pieces of fat. Really don't want the fat in this. So when you're putting your chicken in, make sure that it's layered in a way that it's just flat against the pan. They're not stacked on top of each other, so that way it has a better chance of cooking evenly. So once everything is in the pan and we let it simmer for a couple seconds, we're going to go ahead and add seasoning to this. And when we're adding the seasoning, just remember, it's your choice to add more or less of some seasonings like salt and pepper. It's just to your taste. So you don't have to overload it with a lot. You literally can dial it back if you think that some amount of salt is too much for you or whatever, if you're a low sodium diet. So we're going to do salt and pepper, which we're going to use about 1/8 of a teaspoon of each. And make sure we coat all the top of the chicken with it. And then we're going to use about 1/2 teaspoon of chicken seasoning, and then about 1/8 teaspoon of garlic powder. And this is going to give our chicken a bit of a punch and flavor, so that way it tastes good. And even though you're putting it on a potato, it's going to stand out a little bit. And we're going to cook this until it's completely cooked on both sides and completely done. And you can tell when it changes color and you know that it's done and it's finished. Then we're going to take it and set it aside and prepare to make our potato when it is out of the oven. So we've gotten our potato out, it's cut open, and we're going to use about 1 tablespoon slab each of about maybe 4 pieces of butter, so that way this is going to soak in and give us a good buttery taste to our potato. And again, we're going to season. We're going to do basically a pinch of salt, a pinch of pepper, the equivalent of a pinch of onion powder, a little bit of white pepper. And those are the seasonings for our potato. Once we have this all on there, then we're going to add on top of this some mozzarella cheese, and you can just do as much or as little as you want to on this. Just make sure you make a good coating of it. And then we're going to go for cheddar cheese. I'm using a mild cheddar, but you can go for a sharp or whatever you want. It's just your choice of what you put on it. You can also add other kinds of cheese if you want to. It's really your choice. And once we get these 2 layers of cheese on top of it, then we're going to come in and add our chicken. Now remember, I made enough chicken to do a couple of baked potatoes, so I'm only using this portion of it on top of this one potato. And once you get your chicken in place, then we're going to do 2 more layers of cheese. So we'll do mozzarella again and we'll do cheddar again just to give it a topping. Now, once you get your cheese in place, you're going to want to melt it. So you can pop this into the microwave, and you can do this for just maybe 15 seconds or so, because this is already going to be hot and it's going to help your cheese melt. And somebody said to me, oh, you can't put meat in the microwave, it'll make it tough. Well, if you're only doing 15 seconds and you're melting your cheese, then yes, you can. So go ahead and put this together, and then we will melt the cheese. So as you can see, I put a fairly decent coating of cheese on top, and when it melts, it looks something like this. The best thing about these baked potatoes is they have such a great taste, and if you look at this, this really looks wonderful, and it can be a snack, a whole meal, whatever you want it to be. I hope you liked this recipe. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you get a chance, check out my cookbooks, which are available on Amazon and bookstores worldwide. The first cookbook is all about everyday cooking, and the second is about baking. Have a great day.